All right, so welcome back. This is going to be a rather long video, and it has a lot to do with what I haven't been doing for the past many days and what I should have been doing. Okay, so to start off, we have our 3 poinsettias here. And for this part of the video, we are going to simply be taking them out of the pots. Now, I had a little incident with my nephew maybe a week or so ago, and he accidentally tipped over one of my poinsettias, and it fell on the ground. Well, yeah, not much comes out. That's because the soil's been very compacted, and I've noticed that a lot with them. So I think it'll benefit them if I loosen up the soil and then place them back. To address our second issue is our plants. Now, this is see where all that yellow is? That's carotenoids, and you don't want to see carotenoids in your plants because that means the chlorophyll is dead. Carotenoids are the layer beneath the chlorophyll, so these leaves will eventually die. And yes, I've had that issue with some of the leaves on the back of this golden pothos dying because I did relocate it over there on the windowsill. So naturally, it's going to get a lot more natural light from one direction instead of over here where it's getting it from practically all over. Now, our second issue, aside from yellowing leaves, is this, our snake plant. This was living a few days ago, maybe a week ago or so. Now it's not, but at least our new growth is good. Oh, that new growth isn't good, and that one as well, right there. Now, this either means that I've not watered it enough, or most likely it was overwatered before I was given it. So I need to check the condition of the roots. That might be a separate video because this is going to be a long one. But that is something I need to do. So far, I mean, peace lily, same. I mean, it looks good. Our syngonium is looking good. Rex is a little limp in some departments, but looking good. And over here we have one leaf that has departed, and we haven't seen much new growth. This is like the peak it's been at. And while I was at vacation, of course, on vacation, there was a lot of new growth for these plants. I'm assuming that they most likely used up majority of the nutrients that was still in the soil. So that's why I have over here fertilizer. And so I'm going to mix it in with it. So that should be the phosphorus. I didn't actually look to see what other nutrients are included in this. So that's no good. But I'll surely look back. It smells, of course, terrible. I was smelling like fertilizer yesterday when I was pouring it into the bag. But I think fertilizer is definitely needed for these fellas. And I'm also thinking for this fella, a moss pole might do pretty good. Because I do have a moss pole in the basement. Down to actually our first task at hand, which is compacting these. All right, well, it slid out very well. And as you can see, it's looking a little bit compacted. Yeah, you see the soil compaction there, especially. In fact, we're losing more leaves than we are gaining them. But these guys, I definitely know they can handle abuse. They can handle not being watered, and they just don't want to die, I guess. Well, the second one over here is probably the same story. Oh, even better roots. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Now on to our third fella back here. Not as good roots, but still soil compaction is pretty bad. Let's rake off all these dead leaves. All right, so now we got all three here. Nice, and they're in the same pots. I figured they'd be all right in them, but now they can actually have some good water flow. And now we have a sufficient mess here. Start out easier. We'll start with these fellas. And okay, well, they've already outgrown the bottom. So maybe I should set this a little bit higher because I see this is quite low in the pot. This is just a few cuttings, although sadly it's not producing leaves fast enough to not have a loss. So okay, very loose soil, but a very good amount of roots. Very moist soil also, I should note. I mean, it was moist on top, so I think I just watered them yesterday. I don't know, I forget. All right, yep. So we got the fellers in there. And, oh, almost forgot to do this. Fertilizer. All right, on to our next feller. Anyways, this fella I'm real proud of because the massive amount of growth. Kind of sad to have that leaf a little crisp. This fella grows big. It likes a lot of moisture because of its roots. Sadly, I'm not able to provide much of that moisture, even though I'm here in Virginia. Of all the states to have moisture in, and a load of humidity. Absolutely gorgeous. Those are some beautiful roots. You love to see those meaty roots on the plant. Those are just amazing. And I did notice it was getting a little bit cramped. I mean, it is a lot of, growth on the up top. Yeah, this will be good for them. A nice little step up. Yeah, that should give enough. All right. That should be good. Just want to add a few nutrients to it, so that'll hopefully improve it. And I'll add a moss pole, or I'll maybe do a little bit of division with this, and that should help it out in the long run there. Well, this fella is done and ready. Well, see you all next time.